Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Andrew from Team Respawn, and in today's video, I want to go ahead and discuss a little bit about what happened with a pitch that got sent to Microsoft from Creative Assembly about Halo Wars 3. They actually did do a pitch to Microsoft, and some screenshots or concept art of this game came out. And while other people have been making videos about what the game entails and what it looks like and breaking it down, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of give you my thoughts on the pitch for Halo Wars 3 and really how different Halo Wars 3 would have been from Halo Wars 1 and 2. And after seeing a lot of what Halo Wars 3 would have been from this particular pitch, I'm glad it did not get passed per se or sent into development or got approved or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to break down my thoughts of the pitch for Halo Wars 3. I'm going to post a link down in the description for a lot of the images for the pitch for Halo Wars 3, and you can see what Creative Assembly was thinking about when they did pitch the game. So it seems that majority of what Halo Wars 3 would have been in this particular instance. Now, what I keep referencing by that is I still do believe that we will get a Halo Wars 3 eventually, based on two things. One, the way that Halo Wars 2 ended, and two, it does seem like Creative Assembly does want to make a third game based on this pitch as an example, and also kind of what they've been doing with other content like Operation Spearbreaker and Awakening of the Nightmare. They have been expanding on Halo Wars 2, so I do feel like Halo Wars 3 will become a reality at some point. But for this instance of Halo Wars 3, it seems like they kind of almost jumped off the deep end in terms of what the game would have been. It's Halo Wars 3 seems like it would focus very much on space combat, and it would become very XCOM esque in terms of base management. So it's what they're kind of trying to show you off is that you would have things like capital ships, freighters, things of that sort, all the different big ships that you see in the Halo universe, and you could customize and outfit the main spaceship with various rooms, and players would be able to hover over those rooms and reveal their stats and the boost to the ship, as well as zoom in to see the particular room in more detail. And these rooms can be upgraded to affect the ship performance in space battles. And this kind of really does resemble how XCOM works, with new rooms offering benefits to soldiers and the defenses of other ships. And it doesn't go into a whole lot of detail about really what the game is. There really is just a lot of screenshots to share. So I thought it was pretty interesting because this is just a big break in terms of what we're known for Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2, because I feel like the sequel Halo Wars 2, from a gameplay perspective, is almost identical to Halo Wars 1 in terms of how you gather resources, how you build the buildings that all your units are trained out of, bases, mini bases, how the units interact with each other in terms of countering everything, the powers. It seems like Creative Assembly played it safe in terms of gameplay between Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2. Because really, it just seems like they turned everything up a notch. They turned up how units counter each other. They turned up leader powers, leaders in general, mini bases, regular bases, the way bases are expanded, turrets. If you've played Halo Wars, you know how it all interacts with each other. And if you've played the first one, you immediately feel at home with the second one. And I think that was a pretty good bet for them to do to play it safe in terms of gameplay, but I think for them going way off the deep end for something like a hard space combat Halo Wars game, I don't think that would really necessarily make it Halo Wars anymore, because I think this would turn more into not necessarily a turn-based strategy, but more of a hard micromanaging strategy game compared to a real-time strategy game. And Halo Wars is known for being a game where you don't have a lot of micromanagement going on, particularly with your economy. Other games like Age of Empires, that's you have to micromanage a lot, and that's probably why I'm so terrible at it, because you have to manage all of your resource gatherers to get all different kinds of resources and prevent all of them from getting killed, things of that sort. With Halo Wars, you just build a building and then your income comes in forever. So I think the idea is cool. Having a Halo game where ships are battling it out is pretty awesome, but in terms of how deep the replayability of something like that would be, kind of, I'm a little, not so sold on that entire idea. Because think about it, you do a few space battles here and there for a few missions, and you're like, okay, I'm kind of bored of this. And if there's a whole 5-6 hour campaign like normal Halo games have of just space battles, I would particularly get pretty bored. And I really don't know what else they can do because, for maps, it would be all the same thing. Oh, look, it's just more outer space kind of a thing. And there's really only so many ships you can have, so many Covenant ships you can have. I'm kind of glad that this pitch got canceled, but I think I would like to see a Halo Wars or just a Halo space combat type game. And I really hope that 343, not necessarily even Creative Assembly, but just 343 in general, kind of takes the Halo brand and maybe experiment it with a little bit more than they already have been. The only other non FPS Halo games that we've seen is, of course, Halo Wars and then the worthless Spartan Assault games on the phone and Windows 10 PCs. Those are the only times they've broken off from the first-person shooter genre, and I would kind of like to see them break off and try some other things. Just see it and see what the market decides with it, if they like it or not. I mean, I think what they have in terms of the Covenant and how really terrifying um, the Covenant can be from times. I would kind of like to see a Halo horror game. I think that would be pretty cool when you're playing as a Marine or something. Because I think they're really onto something with ODST on how you weren't a Spartan badass kind of thing. You were just a normal soldier. So I think having a Halo game where you're like a Marine or you're a non major important character in the Halo saga would be pretty cool to explore. Maybe a third-person action game in the Halo universe would be pretty cool to explore, and I would love to see them do more space battles in the Halo universe, more along the lines of the Halo Reach space battle compared to the Halo 4 one. With the Halo 4 one, I just kind of wasn't a fan of, more because it was more of rinse and repeat. But I think it would be really interesting if they could take Halo Wars 2, really revamp the gameplay, make it a little bit more, take a little bit more risks on it to see what you can do with it, and then maybe have something where you can have a secondary battle going on in outer space. I think that'd be a lot cooler than just having massive space battles. That's just my opinion on the matter. And I think it'd be pretty interesting to see them pursue this option of space battles in Halo Wars. But, that's just my 2 cents. For one reason or another, this pitch got declined. This isn't actually happening for a Halo Wars 3, and there is no Halo Wars 3 announced as of yet. We'll see what happens in the future. It did take us 8 years to get Halo Wars 2, so I'm hoping it doesn't take us to get 8 years to get the Halo Wars 3. It's interesting to see what they already came up with, because I think that's pretty cool. Them really thinking outside the box and doing something that hasn't been done before for Halo Wars 3. I just do think that Halo Wars 3 would remain pretty similar to Halo Wars 2, with just more gameplay dialed up, as you've seen the bridge between Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2. Anyway, that's the pitch for Halo Wars 3 that happened. Again, links to the art is in the description if you want to go check it out. Also, thanks to Breaking the Clutch for, leading me on with the art. I had actually no idea that this was a thing until they sent it to me. And also Ed let me in on this as well. So thanks for watching. I'm Andrew from Team Respawn, and I'll see you next time.